Well, guys, we're back, and I'm doing a bit of a video on the McLaren 720s that I bought yesterday. I thought I'd do a little video, say what I thought to it, if I think it's worth your hard-earned money, and how it feels to drive and all that malarkey. So I thought I'd do a full race, even though there's only 4 people in this lobby. We are on about 10 o'clock at night in the UK. And see how it goes and do some talking while I'm racing. And try and explain it if you can see me. I'm sitting in the dark, everyone's in bed. If you're into racing, you know what I mean. It's the only time you get to do it. So here she is. I've already put a bit of a custom paint job on her. And firstly, what I want to say about it is that in terms of using the cockpit camera, it's probably my favourite GT car. As a... let me just try and not get knocked off of the first corner. As you get a lot of good clear vision in it, you can see the road well. In the Ferrari GT car, the steering wheel takes up half the road. I just can't believe that. Surely they must test these things and say, hang on, in the cockpit view, you can't even see the road in the car. Who knows? But in this one, everything's clear as a bell. So that's good. So I'm doing some really bad driving here. Somehow I'm battling for first. There's only 4 of us, and I think we're all a bit of not the best drivers. The one thing that is disappointing about the car, actually let's start with the positives. So the interior looks the interior view is well done in terms of the field of view. I feel like you can see everything nice and clearly. You can definitely race in it. It feels nice to drive. The handling's really good in it, to be fair. It feels like it's got nice and solid and stuck to the ground. Because I've got a TV set really low, so hopefully I can mix the 2 videos together and the audio on the phone that's recording is clearer. I can't really hear the TV, which is causing me not to hear how much the car's revving to change gear. And I am doing some terrible driving because I really feel like it's down to not being able to hear anything of the audio. I might just turn it up a touch, hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. So yeah, the handling's really good in it. The disappointing thing I'm finding with it though is just the sound of it. I feel like I've got a 1.3 Fiat work van, and I feel like if I was to take it out on the road and rev its knackers off, it'd sound like this. You know, when you're paying for a car that, I mean, it's only £2, but when you're paying for it especially, I want it to feel like a lion's roaring, do you know what I mean? I want to put my foot down on the accelerator and feel like, yeah, it just feels special. It sounds really digital as well. See if you can hear it. I'm sure you've heard it over revving loads, so I'm not going to do that again because I kept missing it while having the volume low. But yeah, I just feel like it could really do with a nicer sound to it. Some of you may like that lower sound, but I like the sound of like the Ferrari GT car has a proper like zip to it, like meow, meow, when you change it through gears, and then when you're knocking back down through the gears again, it just sounds really good and punchy. I know that I just sounded probably like a dying cat trying to do an impression of it. I just feel like this just sounds like you're revving your Grandma's Mondeo on the driveway. So, but I don't know if that's how these cars sound in real life. You know, I've never heard one. I probably should try and go watch a YouTube video and see if I can listen to one what it sounds like and compare it against it before making my judgmental comments. But yeah, but I do think for the time being it's going to be my main car in the GT series, just because the interior view, the cockpit view is really nice to use. I feel like you can tell where the wheels kind of are and where the car is on the track, which I find really hard in most of the cars in Forza. I feel like they've got you stuck like a 3 foot tall person behind the wheel and you can't see over the dashboard. So I'm always using the hood camera. But then I think when you're using the hood camera, you're losing your immersion. Like in this, even though I can't hear it and I know I keep getting the gears wrong, but in this, especially when you're racing in a busier lobby and you've got loads of cars around you, you can feel really, really involved with the actual race, like you're there. And like I say, you just don't get that with some other cars, so I do appreciate that this car is able to do that. Another thing for topic is, do you think if you're paying for cars separately, so I paid I think £2.24 for this car. I haven't got a car pass. I just buy the cars separately if I fancy having to go in one. Do you think though that the cars that are sold separately should have a bit more detail? Because I will bad that corner. Should have a bit more detail to them, so maybe more time spent on the sound, on the interiors of the cars, to make them, that bit more premium, seeing as you are paying for them after you've already bought the game. Now I think there should be, but I know the arguments are going to be, well, there should already be premium quality if you buy the game anyway. You shouldn't have to buy the game and then pay extra for premium quality cars, which I do completely understand. Of course I do, and I think in a perfect world that'd be the case. But obviously with Microsoft and Turn 10, we do not live in a perfect world. So I think yes, if it's already in the game and you're having to pay extra for basically these extra cars, and I think they should come with a higher premium quality. Even like 4K bumpers, the hood view, so I don't know. I think they should just look a bit better, have a little bit more edge to them. Even if it's just the interior, just that bit more detail to them. Just so when you get them, you're getting something special. That's what I'd like anyway, and I do think, seeing as it's already in the game, yes, they're only £2, £2.24 a car, but it would be nice to know that when you're paying for them, you're actually going to get, a car that's had a bit of detail on, not just something that they decided not to put in the actual full game, but we'll throw these cars in afterwards and charge them an extra £2 for them. You'll have to let me know what you guys think in the comments. I have been on Reddit and said, I enjoy the game. I think the multiplayer is really good. I think the way they've done the multiplayer is fantastic. You can log on anytime. You're not just You're not just sat in the lobby waiting for the clock to tick down while staring at a leaderboard. You're actually going out practicing, and it feels like you're straight in. You know, as soon as I load up the game, I can be on straight playing with other people within, I don't know, a minute on a track. It could be filled with 20 people. And I think I've done that really well, rather than having to go on to lobbies and wait for the current race to finish and all that. I like the fact that you've got times that you can see. Yeah, you can see what particularly, if you want a particular track, you can say, oh, an hour and a half's time. I'll set a timer for an hour and 20 minutes, in an hour and a half, that track that I like on the touring cars or the GT cars is going to be coming up, and I'll go turn the Xbox on and have a race on that. I think it's done really well. I think they need more lobbies, and I can't wait for the Nürburgring full Nordschleife, or however you pronounce it, to come out, because I just think that it has so many opportunities. If they can do like a tourist day with that track, so you log on, you sign in, and it's just multi-class, and it's got, I don't know, say 24 people allowed, and they've all got different cars, and you start off in the pit, and you can just hot lap the course and talk to people and stuff. I think that's got real potential. But anyway, hopefully you kind of heard what the new McLaren 720 car sounds like. Handles good, good interior view, looks nice on the outside. I just think it could sound better. But hey ho, won that race out of 4 people, and I don't know how, because I drove terribly. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.